Hi there. I haven't talked to you in a while. Not since our last day in Greece. That must have been what, 3 years ago? Well, 2.5, give or take. I've been pretty busy recently. A lot happened since then, but nothing out of the ordinary. Actually, a lot out of the ordinary. I just don't know if I could talk to you about that. I wouldn't have told you even back when we used to talk, so I never really knew what we could talk about. I don't know you as a person. I know who you are to me, and I love you for that. Now that I think of it, we could always talk about everything. Like the time you told me you paid a guy to fuck you just because he wanted to know how it feels. It didn't shock me. I don't know if it was because I'm accustomed to these kind of stories or because it was in character for you. I recently told a friend about our trip to Greece. You don't know that story either. It was the 4th or 5th day there. We were laying in a tent together. There was nothing to do after 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. I felt horny, but you were right there next to me. It took me a while to figure out if I should go through with it. I thought about Mom and what I would tell her if she asked me how Greece was. Everything was fine. The weather was beautiful. I masturbated next to Dad's ashes. I ended up putting you out of the tent, went on with it, and then put you back in. I think it's a funny story. My friend didn't. I'm sure you would have liked it. At least if you read it in a book or saw it in a movie. That's one thing we could always talk about. Movies. You showed me most of my favorites. Mom was so mad when she found out you let me watch Pulp Fiction when I was only 12. I wasn't allowed to see you for a while after. Now, whenever I don't know what to talk to somebody about, I talk about movies. Makes me wonder if you felt the same. I can't believe we haven't talked for so long. Granted, right now I'm writing. Which reminds me, I still have your poems and diaries. I only ever read one of them. It's about your time in the military. Honestly, I didn't like it much. It sounded whiny and frightened, full of teenage angst I didn't know you for. You took everything head on. I had never seen you afraid or rattled. You weren't even scared of your sickness. Ever since I knew about it, I was petrified it might get to me too. You told me it's different for me. I guess we'll see. There is someone I haven't talked to in a while either. Grandma. We're not on good terms, to be honest. She wanted to bury you in the family grave so she could come to see you every day if she wanted to. I know you would have hated that. I remember the day you were so drunk you couldn't be woken up. Grandpa and she came over because they couldn't reach you. They called an ambulance, and you were so mad when you came to your senses in the hospital. You only told me about your childhood once. They beat you, mistreated you. You threw them out of your life because the day you moved out, you swore to yourself that you were the only one in charge of you. Your wife told them when you died. I thought about that day a lot. Of course, I could never talk to you about it. To me, it seemed like you regretted not dying that day. You wasted most of your money on kids that you honestly have only liked one of. Your body was wasting away due to your years of heavy drinking, and you were about to lose your house because you couldn't afford the mortgages with your pension. Money was always a thing for you. You told me not to cry when you were gone. There's nothing to miss you for. You once even said I would be better off without you. In that specific incident, you meant money-wise. You were about to sell the house and the money would be right there to grab. Cash out and move on. I've been doing pretty well since you're gone, but that's not because you're gone. I still don't have my inheritance. Your bitch of an ex-wife is trying to fuck me over as she can, and your estranged son is suing me for his share. But other than that, things are good. I'm happy. You told me that's all you ever wanted for me. There's only one thing burdening me. It's not always there, but sometimes it creeps up on me. Maybe it's also a reason why I don't talk to you that often. The night before you died, your stepson called me. It was a Wednesday night. You were in bed. I checked in on you once in a while, but you wouldn't respond. Nothing out of the ordinary, given your benders back then. I hadn't heard from you in weeks, so I didn't make much of it. He asked me if he should call an ambulance. I didn't know what to do. Maybe if we had talked more, I would have been around more. Or maybe if you had talked less about dying, I wouldn't have taken your comments on your demise as a secret wish. Back when Grandma called an ambulance, I was certain I would do the same thing. I gotta go now. It was nice talking to you. I'll just have to figure out what to do with that letter. I'll put it in with your poems and diaries, hidden away, inaccessible by pure coincidence. Nothing to ever be present in my mind, but always there, close to me.